Banner Knowledge Bowling and Steve here coming at you with the next episode for the mental game checklist. But I have that request before we get started. You're not a subscriber? Please do so and get a friend to subscribe. Let's grow the channel. Let's spread the knowledge. Okay, let's jump into this episode because today I want to talk about one of my most favorite topics, and it's the continuum theory. And I think this is a great mental game technique because it's something that you can use to self-adjust while you're in competition. Now, why do I say that? I say that because this gives your mind those do statements that I've been talking about in some previous episodes. You know, your mind doesn't really like when you tell it things you don't want to do because it doesn't hear that. Your mind really wants to hear what you're going to do, and the continuum theory really puts you into that state. So let's jump into it. What is the continuum theory? Well, very basically, on a scale of 0 to 10, maybe it's 0 to 100, you rate yourself on that continuum. Let me give you an example, and I'll start with grip pressure. Let's just say you feel that if you have a death grip on the bowling ball, you're going to be close to a 10 on that continuum. And if your hand is very lightly holding the ball, you might be near the 0. And a lot of the times when we're in stressful situations, we're going to grip that ball a lot tighter and we're going to be higher up on that continuum scale. Well, what I am recommending is not to say to yourself, don't grip the ball tighter. All your mind hears is grip the ball tighter. What I will say is rate yourself. So on a scale of 1 to 10, if your grip pressure is like a 7 or an 8, and you know that you're in this pressure situation and you just can't pry the ball off the hand, this is what I want you to tell yourself. Okay, my grip pressure is a 7 or an 8. You know, I want it to be a 6 or a 5. I'm going to lighten that up. I'm telling my mind I want it to be a 6 or a 5, and you're going to be shocked at how much less grip pressure you'll actually have. And the thing that's great about this theory is you can use it for anything that you want to use it for. For example, foot speed is often challenging, and it's a challenging adjustment for most people. And I would also, on a side note, argue that 90% of the time, people are going too slow and they're uncomfortable and they're slowing down and they're being careful and they're decelling, and you really need to move. But what you can do is you can rate yourself. Scale of 1 to 10, what's your foot speed going towards the foul line? Well, let's say you rate yourself at a 6 and you need some more ball speed. Well, what you tell yourself is, okay, my feet are going at a 6, I want them to go at a 7, or I want them to go at an 8. And then see what happens. It's amazing because your mind telling your body, I'm at this and I want to do that, you'll go ahead and do that. Let's do it in reverse. Let's say, it's the beginning of a block, it's a long, heavy oil pattern, and you do need to slow the ball speed down. And let's say you're rating yourself at a 6, maybe a 7, because that's where you normally fall. Well, tell yourself, you know what? I need to be a 5. Now you're giving yourself a do statement. And you're going to be surprised the more you work at this, how easily you fall into that. So you can do it with your overall energy level, maybe the energy level at release, how much effort you're putting into it. For me, I like to think of 0 to 100, and let's say my comfort zone or my A game or my normal release is at a 70. And I want to get a little more rev rate and maybe a little bit more energy through that, I'm going to tell myself, okay, go to a 75 or go to an 80. Or maybe I'm at that, heavy oil, longer pattern, and I'm in my comfort zone around 70. I might tell myself, you know what? I want this to be a 60, maybe a 65. So I'm giving myself a do statement. I don't want to decel to go from my normal 70 down to a 60, but if I tell my mind, you know what, I'm going to do this at a 60, I'm going to be committed to the shot, and I'm going to be able to throw it the way that I know that I can. And like I said, it's a great self-adjusting technique while you're in competition. I'm telling you, give it a try. Use it in your practice sessions first and see if you can, get your grip pressure from where you currently are to something less. See if you can increase your foot speed or lower your foot speed, and allow yourself to play the game and allow yourself to be athletic in that motion, because we never want to decel and we never want to go so overly fast that we're losing our balance. We want to be an athlete on the lanes, and I feel the continuum theory gives you those do statements, that one swing thought, if you will, before you go with what you're going to do. So tell me what you think about this. Put your comments down below and we'll chat about it. Thanks a lot.